Hello and welcome to the next episode of Simon Says Let's Talk Business on Business RadioX. I'm your host, Al Simon, president of Sandler, and on this show we talk with high-performing business professionals. We're looking to sharpen our skills and learn new ideas and concepts. We share best practices and we get to know really smart people. So, listen carefully, take some notes, and look for my guest's contact information toward the end of the show so that you can contact him and engage with his company, because I'm thinking you're going to want to. And as always, we'll conclude the show with a sales tip from me in our Ask Al segment. So I'm pumped today because my next-door neighbor in the office building is my guest, Chris Lindenau. He's the CEO of Fusus, and an exciting company that is taking off like a rocket ship. So welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Al.
Good to have you.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, Fusus, real-time crime center platform, and a bunch of great stuff going on with Fusus. So let's just start at the beginning. Why did you create this company?
Well, it actually started back in 2019, June of 19. And I was approached by, at the time I was working in the public safety market, and I was approached by one of our clients, and they said, I've just visited the New York Real-Time Crime Center, the NYPD Real-Time Crime Center, and they are doing things up there to solve crime that are just amazing. And we would love to do something like that at our local agency. Problem is, we don't have the budget that NYPD does. And I said, well, talk to me. What are they doing that's really neat? And it was profoundly impactful what they were building in New York City. And I realized that if we could build something comparable for the other 17,999 agencies around the country.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Not even 18,000. Oh, okay.
That's right. Just 17,000 more, right?
Okay.
And we realized that, if we could do that, we could help some communities solve crime and help law enforcement work better within those communities. And so here we are 3 years later, and I think we've started well on that mission.
It's only been 3 years.
3 years.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about, of course, first responders, public service agencies. You're also talking about city councils, mayors, city managers, people who have a crime issue they want to address, right?
That's right, yeah. And every city, every community has their challenges. They're different, obviously, depending on the size of the city and, the population size. But fundamentally, they're shared concerns. And so, that's one thing I think that, we found across the spectrum that there was an appetite for is, kind of a smarter way to tackle everyday challenges. Okay.
All right. Well, and I know you've got some examples from right here locally as well as across the country. And we're going to talk later a little bit, but you're also now going off worldwide. I mean,
that's right.
You're expanding a bunch.
We just had a ribbon cutting last week in London, yeah.
In London, okay.
That's right.
Very good. Well, okay, so there's a reason why it's spreading so fast and so wide. Something unique about what you do. So tell us about what that is.
The fundamental thing that we build is a common operating picture for a large assortment of technologies that historically have been in use by public safety. So I'll give you a couple examples of what those are. Cameras. We understand the importance of surveillance cameras, right? Many of us have doorbell cameras on the outside of our home, for reasons that we all understand, right? Safety of our home, awareness of who's coming and going, that sort of thing. So same type of technology is employed, albeit on a grander scale in cities and today in use by, law enforcement. So that's one technology set that we pull into this common operating picture. Another, license plate readers. So again, cameras, but in this case, cameras that actually pick up plates. So the alphanumeric information on plates. And then there's another camera that probably many of us know about and we've at least seen in the news, and that's the body camera. So there's another camera. So I can go down the list on cameras, but it's not just limited to cameras. Now you're also looking at 911 systems, so caller information, caller location, disposition of the call. So this is all kind of real-time intelligence. The problem is, historically, these are all different systems. You're actually logging into 5, 10, 15, 20 different systems.
They're not connected.
They're not at all connected. Okay. And, truthfully, when there's a critical incident, it's, where's Joe Smith? Because he's the only person who knows how to log into that particular system.
Oh yeah, he's on vacation.
Yeah. So and you know what? He changed his password last week, so we can't even get into the system. So you think about this in the broader context of solving crime and responding to life safety considerations. It's a pretty monumental challenge that agencies have been faced with. So what Fusus does is we basically bring all that data together and we help law enforcement use it to improve the way that they respond to, not just to fix what was potentially already broken, but actually to accelerate the way that they respond. And we hope, as a result, and history has shown in the short 3 years that we've been around, they are saving more lives. They are solving more crimes. So pretty proud of that aspect.
Should be. I mean, it's really a big thing, and I know that that law enforcement agencies around this country are excited about it. So, can you give us a couple of examples of success stories?
Sure. I'll give you one in our backyard. Obviously we're headquartered in Georgia, just north of Atlanta, about 20 minutes. There was a homicide at a gas station 200 yards from our office. And within 3 hours of using the system, the local agency was able to identify the suspects involved and shortly thereafter issue warrants for the arrest. So,
in another area, right, of it. I mean, Metro Atlanta, right? That's where they were found, not found in where the homicide took place.
Yeah, it's one thing about criminals is they don't just perpetrate crimes in the same police jurisdiction.
They
go wherever they want to go. And so, that brings up an important point, which is not only are we unifying systems within an agency, we're unifying systems between agencies. So you think, I'm a taxpayer in a small little rural town. I couldn't imagine having the capabilities of a city like New York or Atlanta. But now I'm the beneficiary through mutual aid of this open system across jurisdictions that are, in effect, allowing agencies to better collaborate in ways that they haven't in the past.
Right. Wow. That's exciting. Yeah, so that particular gas station you're talking about, I go to a lot.
I know you do.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, and that was a shocker to hear about the homicide, but then
tragedy.
It was such a great news to hear that shortly thereafter the perpetrator was apprehended. Terrific. So, all right. So you've got all these systems, all with real-time data.
That's right.
Your platform connects them all in real time and brings data, information available to people like now.
That's right.
Seriously.
It is a real time.
Real time.
_real time.
That's what now means, right? It means real time. And
That's right.
That's amazing. So I'm guessing that obviously you're growing, you're expanding out, and the ribbon cutting in UK, right? Well, what's next after that?
Well, we have 18,000 agencies in the U.S., so we're far from done. Right. Gun-related deaths are at an all-time high across the United States. And, we have almost 200 agencies utilizing the technology. There's still a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of agencies we haven't talked to yet. Yeah. There's a lot of communities, as a result, we haven't been able to help. So we're going to be pretty solidly fixed on helping, the situation here in our backyard for the foreseeable future.
Okay.
But that's not to say that we're alone in the U.S. of having these concerns. I mean, the United Kingdom, they don't have the gun-related deaths that we do because they have different laws with respect to guns. But, they have a lot of knife-related concerns, right? And then they also have, similar concerns that we do in terms of domestic violence and that sort of thing. So, crime, like I said, is ubiquitous. It's unfortunately ubiquitous. And so one thing that we need to do is bring intelligence to address those issues, no matter where we are around the world. But make no mistake, there's an appetite for doing things smarter, faster, more efficient, more collaboratively with communities. And that's our mission. Ultimately, we don't see this as just law enforcement tech. We see this as a bridge through which members of the community can voluntarily share information, that they can actively take a part in addressing the concerns that they have, that they're asking law enforcement to resolve on their behalf. If you think about it, us as citizens, we ask law enforcement to provide us a service. We're now saying, in effect, through Fusus, here's a way that we can actually give back to you to help us better serve us. And I think that's a universal message.
It is absolutely a universal message, and it's really great to know that city managers, county agencies, law enforcement, first responders can all be talking and involve the community to just, I guess, raise the bar on public safety, right? Which is the bottom line, isn't it?
That is the bottom line.
Reduce crime rates and make people feel safer, so communities can be productive and effective for their citizens.
And it's
cool.
kind of the mission of the U.S., isn't it?
It
Right?
is,
Life,
really.
liberty, pursuit of happiness, right? So we like to think that we're playing an active role in that.
Really is very cool, and it's also cool to me, who's kind of a technology junkie, that you're using all this technology in a way that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, bring together body cams and doorbell cameras and just 911. I mean, it's just incredible that all that comes together in this way. And so let me ask you. So you are talking to public service agencies, county government, city governments that want to talk to you, right?
That's right.
And so, and maybe people that are listening here are just community members, right? And maybe they can clue in their elected and appointed officials into contacting you there.
We would love that. I mean, I think an organic grassroots campaign is always the best way to do it. I mean, ultimately, this is a community service, so it kind of makes sense that it starts with community members. And I think, I appreciate, Al, with the reach that you have in this forum. I think there's an opportunity to let more communities know about what we do, and I appreciate you bringing me on this show to give me the opportunity to do that. Yeah.
I'm glad to have you. It's exciting to play some small part in this and make it, help it to spread. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of your organization if there's some kind of interest?
Yeah, so very simply, fusus.com. If you're in the UK, fusus.co.uk. But for those of you listening in the U.S., fusus.com, and there's a contact us area of the website, and you can shoot us an email. You can drop us a chat line. There's actually a chat interface on the website. You can call whatever you prefer, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Yeah, I was on the website, and that pops up, right? Hey,
right.
Can I help you?
That's right, yeah.
There you go. Okay, so that's fusus.com, which is Fusus, fusus.com. Cool. By the way, I'm sure you're probably hiring too, right?
We are. We're growing pretty fast.
Okay, you looking for ex-law enforcement, or what kind of skills are you looking for?
We're looking for passionate people. I mean, to be honest with you, they're from all walks of life, all backgrounds. We've got folks from law enforcement, folks like myself, prior military. We've got a lot of folks who are just brilliant, innovators, both on our engineering team, on our implementation team.
Yeah.
We have a lot of folks who are just, they care about, community-led technology for good, and so we've had a lot of folks come to us from some very large companies saying, I believe in the mission, I believe in the purpose, and that's why I'm here. It's not just about the pay. I mean, we want to be on the journey with the team, and we want to make a difference. And so that's what we're looking for, people like that.
Chris, this is great. You are making a difference, no doubt about it. Fusus.com. Great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Al.
All right. So once again, this is Al Simon with Sandler, and the show is Simon Says Let's Talk Business here on Business Radio X. And our guest has been Chris Lindenau, the CEO of Fusus, doing great things in public safety. So contact Chris' organization, get involved, get your community involved, get your elected leaders involved. Let's solve crimes. Let's make people safe. That's awesome. All right, so let's conclude our show, as always, with our Ask Al segment. We would do a sales tip. And we have listeners that bring us questions in the world of sales and sales management, and we pick one and answer it here on the air. So today, our question is in the sales management arena. Comes from Monica. Monica's question is, what's the best comp plan structure for sales? And this is a huge deal because there are right now that's really there are so many people looking for salespeople, and there's a lot of competition. So unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess if you're a salesperson, it's fortunately because you've got a lot of leverage. Unfortunately, if you're a sales manager, it's a different world than it was a few years ago. And really the answer depends on role type. Because, there's hunter salespeople, there's SDRs who are typically the people that, cold call and run down leads and set appointments. And then there's account managers who have current customers that they just keep track of and grow and upsell and cross-sell to. So the role makes a difference in the comp plan structure, and also the industry makes a difference because some industries have more competition for salespeople than others. In general, to answer your question, Monica, I prefer a comp plan structure where it's higher on the variable side, lower on the static or salary side. Because any salesperson who's confident that they can produce is going to want to have a higher upside, which is the variable side. And so you're looking for that confidence. Unfortunately, because of the economy right now, salespeople are demanding higher salaries, and a lot of companies are giving in on that, which makes me sad. But I understand the market pressures. But anyway, if you got someone who is confident in their abilities to produce, they're going to want a higher upside, so they're going to want a higher variable component to their structure. Let me give you one quick example. Years and years ago, I was part of a sales team, and we had a high salary and bonus and commission structure. And then as soon as the calendar turned over to the next year, the management decided that everybody was going to go 100% commission. There were 6 of us on the team. 3 people quit immediately. The 3 of us that stayed were like, hey, I don't like it. I wish I had a salary, but let's go. Let's do this. And, all 3 of us made a lot more money that year than we had the year before. And I just think that's a good example of what I'm talking about. Confidence means better commission structures, which means higher commissions for people that produce. And that's the Ask Al segment here on Business Radio X. Simon says, let's talk business. And as always, folks, good selling.